Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of Conquering the World and playing an Earth-huge scenario. Last time we left off, we just met the Greeks who are on our southwest border. We were exploring around, we've met the Chinese, the Portuguese, the French to our southeast, and the Mongols to our northeast. Our ongoing neighbors are the English and the Germans to the west, and our current objectives are to expand along this sea and move north towards the Ural Mountains as well, and make full advantage of this area and this area right here in order to reach the coastal squares. Last time, we were also racing to finish the Great Library so that we can completely set our science research to 0, thereby saving us all of the gold research. And great start to today's episode. We already have the Mongols, our worker, our warrior intruding upon the Mongol territories, and now we have threats from the Germans on our west demanding literature. Our plan was to actually not give anybody literature because last time we checked, Berlin was a very productive city and Moscow is not currently. So if we do give them literature, they will most definitely beat us to the Great Library. But we were appeasing the English via tribute because we did not want any conflicts. It looks like, however, that this one is unavoidable, so we will tell Germany to no. And of course, they declare war on us very early on in the game. Perfect. Now that we have settlers here, let's start producing spearmen to defend our homeland. Sorry, motherland. Let's produce some more spearmen. Let's keep producing workers here. Orenburg will most likely be a southern border city, so we will most likely need walls here to protect us. So let's do, walls here. Or how about let's produce something else. Let's produce a warrior, and then in 10 turns we will simply population rush walls. That'll be simpler. Let's start by improving the square here. Sending this spearman to settle. Let's say out here. That way our next city can be here. Make full productive use of our tiles. Let's keep mining here. And let's see what the English would be willing to, if the English would be willing to help us out with our German invasion. So let's go ahead and establish an embassy in the English capital to see if they can stave off the German invasion. We can see that they have decent research, but it's not really great. Producing a settler, so they're trying to settle. And let's see if we can get the AIs to fight each other instead of us. So, of course, literature is the only thing we have to offer, but we do have 29 gold per turn. So, luckily they also have workers, which is perfect for us. Of course, they want literature, but let's see if we can offer them gold per turn instead. So what if we do something like 10 gold per turn? That's acceptable. Perfect. What about 5 gold per turn? Perfect. 6. Let's, we're trying to minimize on the amount of gold we give away because we do not want to go into debt too early. Great. Elizabeth is going to help us out with our invasion problem. Perfect. And let's see if they would be willing to sell us workers. So each worker is 100 gold. So over 20 turns, that's 5 gold per turn. So 10 gold per turn for 2 workers would be acceptable. However, England does not feel so. So let's see if we can sweeten the deal with 15. Great. So let's try 13. Works out to 260 gold. Okay, so 13, that's not terrible. Let's accept. Cool. Now we have an increased workforce, which will, in the long term, increase the amount of production we have. Perfect. So clearly any fighting here is unavoidable. Let's send this worker to be an outpost to watch for any invaders. Also, we see a new civilization here. Based on prior experience, that's the Egyptian color. So let's see if we actually do have any Egyptians here. This guy is a good outpost. Let's send this guy northwards to keep exploring. This guy will build us an outpost. Let's change this production to a spearman because we are in dire need of protection here. Likewise, spearman here, and send the spearman here. It's kind of an emergency. Yeah, we do need our settlers here. Let's send this warrior. He will make contact here. This guy will be our outpost. This settler will take this land here. Perfect. Cool. And great, now that we have workers here, we can continue improving Moscow. So he'll be done in 5 turns. So let's expedite that a bit. Yeah, you fortify here. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's send this warrior. Okay, we're not really bothering the Portuguese too much. Where can we use this guy? We already have warriors here. We won't need too many outposts here. I guess having another outpost, any more military to our western border will be beneficial. Now that we have a road here, let's build that mine that we were planning on to make Vladivostok fully productive. And so St. Petersburg can also use those mines. Let's have him be an outpost on this iron here. I'm considering asking the Greeks and the Chinese for military assistance, but the Chinese are very far, and I'm guessing their one warrior wouldn't be much help. It wouldn't really be worth enlisting their help. The Greeks as well. I don't know where their civilization is, otherwise I would ask them for help. Cool. Okay, so we have some northern barbarians, nothing we can't handle. Let's see, Yaroslav will probably need more mines soon, so that's something to take note of. We probably could have sent those workers here. That's okay, they'll be ready in 3 turns. You continue building defensive units. Definitely need more warriors, because St. Petersburg is not going to be very well protected. Let's send you here to fight this barbarian. Let's send you here to military police this guy. Let's send the spearman here to Krasnoyarsk, where they will be invading us. Where they will try to invade us. This warrior is needed on probably discard 1, but no, actually, because we'll have a settler here sooner, and we'll go northwards here with this guy. Let's put him on Novgorod just in case. Let's continue building those mines. Let's be an outpost and look this way. 1 and 2 line of sight, nice. As well as try and make early contact with the Egyptians, probably. Let's send the spearman here on these mountains. Maybe the Germans will try and attack us on those mountains and hopefully lose some units that way. Let's go here. Let's settle on found Khabarovsk. Cool. Okay, very nice. We have good growth and good productivity here. Whoops. Accidentally hit enter. Let's continue building warriors to serve as military police for our state. Let's see, build a mine in 3 turns, build a mine in 2. So now we effectively have 2 workers here because each slave labor counts as half a unit in terms of productivity. Well, now we're now friendly with the English, and everybody does have a lot of gold, I'm assuming. So let's see if we can increase the productivity here. We're going to have a population growth in 4 turns. Another mine is ready in 2. So we can't really do anything else aside from that. Likewise, by the time the population grows once more, we will have another mine here, and we can hope for the best. As we can see, we have some horsemen that moved along those tiles, so we'll have to keep an eye out for them. And currently we just need more productivity. We need more units. So if we build a warrior, with 3 shields per turn, we'll have 12 shields, but 10, the warrior costs 10, so we'll waste 2. If we produce a settler, we're gonna produce 21 shields and only waste 1 shield effectively. So even though it's gonna be more expensive, let's do that. The settler will go here as planned. We also have a horseman here, which is not good. Not good at all. We finished the mine here, so let's go ahead and improve this square because it will be universally usable by Yaroslav. We'll discard these discards in Moscow as well. Plus we'll keep our worker safe, and we'll be able to start this project on the same turn. Good thing that we sent this guy with a military escort, otherwise things would have not worked out well for us. And actually, let's move the city a little far north. That way Orenburg will have exclusive access to these tiles, and we'll be able to also settle here. Not fully exclusive access, we can also maybe settle here instead. I'm thinking here, then here on this incense in the future. Good thing we have that spearman defending our units. Cool, Vladivostok's almost done. We'll waste 1 turn of productivity, but that won't be the end of the world. Okay, great. Now we can make first contact and also observe our aggressive neighbors to the left. And thankfully, the Egyptians are not very advanced at all, so that will probably bode well for us if we are to, no, the Greeks are advanced, that's right. Let's try and see what the Mongols have. Yeah, they want literature, the English literature. We've already checked this, but can't hurt to check again. We are very far behind the Portuguese. That's not good. China, math, literature as well. Egypt, okay. Let's do the most with what we can. So here's a little trick to get the AI to like you a little bit more. You can always gift them the gold. If they don't have that much gold to give you for technology, you can always increase the amount they like you by offering them a token of goodwill. So now you've given them a gift of 18 gold, and then asking for all of your gold back for technology transactions, because that having positive exchanges will also build relationship points. Thanks, Cleopatra. I guess we will get along fine. Now, because most civilizations will have alphabet at this point, I don't know who else they know at this point, but they will most likely not profit too much, so we are not shifting the power dynamic too much in Cleopatra's favor. I would have also done the same trick with writing, but I'm waiting for her to obtain more gold, and I'm waiting to maybe see what her neighbors also have, because I can maybe sell them writing as well. So worst comes to worst, this horseman attacks and he takes Yaroslavl, so we want to prevent that. So we want to move this warrior here. That way, yeah, he's fortified, Novgorod's protected, and we need some police on St. Petersburg rather soon, so let's do that. Okay, things are progressing smoothly. Next turn. Okay, so let's see. Interesting. They've decided to progress southeast. That's interesting. So discard 2's produced a spearman. Okay. So let's produce a settler next. So continue our expansion. This guy will move with the settler that discard produces. Great. Now we're going to produce the Great Library even sooner. Perfect. This guy's going to be done in 2 turns, and then he's going to produce a road here as well. So pretty set productivity-wise for a bit. So let's also... We also do want to connect Khabarovsk, so let's do that. And then these guys should build a road for us to these northern cities in case we want to protect them. But that does involve crossing the river, and we do want to eventually also move onwards here. So this is perfect. He's going to finish the road soon. Then we'll move him here. That'll bring us down to 14 turns, 13 turns. Then he's going to chop the forest down in 4 turns. That's going to finish up the spearmen rather quickly. So let's actually, we don't need a redundant road here just yet. But I was thinking of how we could build roads here. So let's actually go here. And we'll connect Khabarovsk here, but let's also improve this horse. And this worker will build a road south, and this worker will build the roads this way. Or do we want to build more mines? Let's build a bit more mines for now, and then we'll go from there to increase productivity. Let's keep outposts here. See what Germany's up to. Okay, so they have an elite warrior, probably from barbarian battles. Not the English haven't had too many turns to invade yet and fight. Berlin, as we can see, is very productive, growing rather rapidly, so not perfect for us. And they're continuing building cities here. Let's see if we can make any friends of friends. Let's keep an outpost here to observe any potential invasions. Let's scout a little bit ahead with this warrior for a turn. If we build a city here, we can also build one here, and then take full advantage of our coastal squares without requiring us to connect to iron yet, because that would mess with our population rushing. Instead of building spearmen, we would be forced to build pikemen, and that would not work out shields-wise that well. Plus, if we settle on this desert, we can actually make it a usable square, which is perfect. It's a nice trick. And then our next cities can be here, and somewhere along here. Not too important. Perfect. Let's continue taking advantage of these food-rich coastal squares to continue building workers. Excuse me, let's look at the balance of settlers to workers and spearmen. Yeah, at this point we could probably use more workers. One more worker and then a settler afterwards. This horseman's bothering me, and we have a few units to make war with the barbarians. So let's do that. Let's kill this guy. You, go fight him. And let's construct it here. That way we can space out some of our units. Let's build a worker here because we only have this guy working on improving Warnberg and connecting there, so we need some sort of transport network here as well. He'll defend against barbarians for now. And some of our friends might have also workers that we could maybe trade. Perfect. Egypt, you are awesome. Let's see if we can avoid trading. I'm considering trading right into the Egyptians. Okay. England is doing pretty well too. Let's see if we want to give them our gold. Let's see, so that's 50. We need another 50 gold over 20 turns. That's about, what is it, 3? That's another 60. Let's see if they'll take 4. Okay. Cool. That'll work out well for us. Now we have more workers. Perfect. So let's start building our network north. Start our expansion there and go across the Ural Mountains. My goal is to go along the Ural Mountains, but it looks like England might beat us to them. So we can alternatively consider some sort of expansion this way and then slowly filling in these plains as well, hoping the Mongols don't take too much land and invade this way. Regardless, we need a road north here. That would be the most beneficial. And Greece is advanced, that's right. So the only trade I can make right now is to Egypt for writing, for their worker and some gold. Perfect. Now we have another worker here. They'll finish that road in 3 turns. Perfect. I'm cutting it a little close with gold expenditures, so that's some of the payoffs of setting my research to 0 for now and hoping for a great library. It's also another payoff because I'm not building improvements in every single city. As you can see, I'm focused on settlers, units, and warrior and military units instead of expansion, with the exception of Yaroslavl. Why is this laborer happy? That's odd. Okay, I'm not going to question it too much, but normally I would expect an unhappy person here. Maybe because we stood up for ourselves. Who knows? I'm a little worried about this. Elite warrior, almost on we might be able to benefit. I don't remember the exact ratios. I think mountains have a 100% defense rate bonus, whereas hills have like a 50 or something, but I'm not sure. You can check the Civilopedia. Terrain, I think hills are defensive bonus of 50, so that means this warrior has a defensive bonus of, so it's like 1.5. Is its defense and attack is still 1, because any attacks don't have really any benefit, but our warrior has a defense of 2. So I'm not sure how that works out to HP or battle calculations. I think we can treat this as though they're equal, but he has 6 hit points. But don't quote me on that. I still have to get a little more familiar with that. Let's send some reinforcements here. We don't lose too much line of sight. And God forbid this guy dies. Then we have a spearman to help out. So now we'll trim that forest. We'll defend Krasnoyarsk. And forests also have a defensive bonus, so it would be a rather safe move, only 25. If we, instead of defending the city, actually, you know what? Let's stick to the city, in case the Germans get access to iron. Yeah, they already have access to iron. In case they start sending over swordsmen, in which case we have a pretty dire situation. If the Germans do decide to march through this strait here, I will probably reach out to the Egyptians and ask for their help. And then that way, hopefully, they will move southwards. And whether successful or not, they would most likely defeat the Egyptians with their swordsmen. But they would not attack us from our poorly defended south. So that's a win. We need shields here. We need commerce here from the horses. And we need to disincentivize the Portuguese to randomly attack us here. You defend Yaroslavl, please. You military police St. Petersburg, please. Actually, go here for now. You military police St. Petersburg because you are a spearman. And things are good to go. Let's see where this new civilian goes once population grows. I assume he will go here. Or no, to this mine here. And then that'll work out well with the road being there. Okay, so that elite warrior did attack us. It worked out really nicely. We won. Great. Great. I'm not building any libraries. I could because they are pretty well, not very cost effective, right? Because the Russians are not scientific, and I got rid of that quality. But normally they are more cost effective than temples, and they produce more culture. 3 per turn instead of 2. And they contribute to research, and they have the same maintenance cost of 1 gold. But unfortunately, we are avoiding maintenance costs at all costs, and trying to. Yaroslavl needs more mines. Might as well produce a worker. Okay, Mausoleum of Mausolossos. That means Berlin's going to start producing swordsmen shortly. Send these warriors here. That means they will see us. They will see this. Germany will see this as a incursion on their land. So they'll try to. I think they will try to defend these units first prior to making any attacks here, which the English will channel from the north. Cool, cool. We can press Shift C, start clearing some forests, which will go the shields because Krasnoyarsk is next to the city. It'll go here. Sending spearmen here. So now we can start defending more potential cities. Let's send this guy here to this border. Let's keep him here. Let's send this spearman here. How about let's move this guy up a little further north. And let's move this spearman here. Actually, no, let's send him to Bryansk. Let's change this to be a settler. We'll build another city here shortly, and another city here. Let's send this settler, spearman there. Okay, what kind of projects can we assign Moscow? the workers around Moscow. So the Great Library is ready in 33 turns. That's still too far for comfort for me. We have population growth in 7 turns, which is too far from comfort for me because we could improve our productivity sooner. We need more military police on the city itself. So let's actually, we are going to send this warrior here. Let's have one of our workers, once he's done, join Moscow to increase the population and get us more shields faster. Let's military police this instead. St. Petersburg. I don't think the population will grow quickly enough. We'll see. The settler is almost done. We need more offensive or military units. This will definitely not have enough population in time, so that's fine. Definitely no offensive units yet. Yeah, you still produce, still protect that future settler. This guy is good. You military police here. You military police here. And Kazan. Perfect. At this point, we still need more military units, so let's build a warrior here. Let's build some roads and mines here so we can produce a settler quicker. And we can also build a discard city here to take better advantage of our squares here. Our next city should probably be here, so that Moscow uses these squares but has no access to these squares, which this future city will. We can also place it here to use these squares and maybe be a bit more compact, since we can't really use all our cities at one given time. Sorry, all of the squares at one given time. But then we would have a city too close for comfort here. So let's do a city here. Cool. That's right. Oh, right. We would waste 2 shields here. That's fine. We need some military police here. Actually, no. Let's go for the settler. We would rather build cities sooner. Okay, we have 2 military police here. We need a city here, so let's make one here. And so the next one is not on a diagonal, we'll put the next one here. And I'll do my best to remember that. Let's take a... Oh no, because then they're on a diagonal here with Kazan. Man, okay. So then, alternatively, let's place our next city here. And then that way they're not on a diagonal, not overlapping too much. We'll place the next city there. That'll work out nicely. Whoops, should have done it here. Oh well. Okay, we're building a road there. If barbarians invade Kazan, they'll probably take some gold or destroy its progress. There won't be too much damage done since we don't have that much gold and we don't have that many shields invested in this warrior. Or we'll lose a max of 10 shields, so that's an acceptable risk. Where are you useful? This worker will be useful if we probably produce more mines that are usable by all these cities. So I guess Smolensk has enough, though. Maybe we should start irrigating so that Smolensk in the future will have food production, all that good stuff. Start irrigating for the future. It's kind of a waste for now, but he's a slower worker anyway. Let's see. Let's avoid settling south too much because we don't want to anger the Portuguese or anybody trying to settle here. And our bigger priority is to settle north to the coastal squares. Although we do want to have a strong defensive perimeter. So I do want to build a city probably here. We should explore some more. Okay, I don't think we're in a good position to settle further south reliably yet. So let's not do that. Looks like we're not getting invaded too much from the west yet, which is good, but it hasn't been long enough. Okay, the Egyptians do not have any workers, nor does France. Nobody has literature yet, which is good. The Portuguese are exploring our territory. We do not want to anger them. And let's see how much it costs to become friends with the Portuguese. And what I mean by that is build relationship points. So we want to safely build an embassy. And what I mean by that is signing a rite of passage agreement. The downside of signing rite of passage agreements, is that they'll be able to use all of our roads and transportation networks. So they'll be able to settle further northwards than we will if they produce more settlers than us, which is not good. Let's build a warrior since we need some more military police. Kobrovsk, you build let's see, what do we have here? We'll have more mines and more settlers, and more roads here soon, but we could really use another discard city to make quicker use of our tiles. We'll really need settlers at this point. We also want to not forget to irrigate. So let's build a mine on a diagonal for now. Thanks to our roads, we can move the settler up northwards. So actually you go back here. Cool. I feel more comfortable with that. This warrior I do not find that warrior pleasing. Right. I forgot where I was going to send these guys. Okay, you feel free to go ahead and try and attack. You'll be done in 2 turns. Defend this guy, or prevent further entry. No, go there. Fight that guy. You stay posted there. You go back here. You guys fortify. Okay, we have a barbarian invader there. Good thing I sent that warrior back. Let's not tempt the Portuguese to invade, so let's send this guy here. Building the settler too quickly, so let's switch to spearman. Then we'll have somebody to escort the settler when he's done. And what did we say? We said that the city would be here, right? Then they wouldn't be on a diagonal. But if we alternatively settle here, we could then just settle here. That would be fine. I am a fan of optimal city placement, and what I mean by that is a balance of not having to build hospitals and aqueducts. Well, aqueducts are a must, but not really building hospitals, and still making effective use of one's tiles, because I like to build more cities. If we build a city here, we can also build a city here, then a city here, and space them out rather nicely like so. Yeah. Yes, go there. For sure. Build a road here. Okay, we have a warrior here. Perfect. Where will we need military police soon? Or not military police. Settler escorts. Let's seize some more land here. Prevent too much German expansion here. You will escort this settler. Actually, no, the spearman should do that job. It's safer to expand. We also need a lava guy here. Let's do that. Perfect. You will build a road. Do need to not forget to irrigate as well. That is important. Pretty sure we can irrigate. We have mines in every direction. Maybe this was not the best idea. If if we change his job. No, that's inefficient. Yeah, let's build a road for now. The military police here. This worker will build us a mine, and then he will, or maybe we should have him directly join Moscow, because the Great Library for now is more important than increasing the speed of productivity and increasing how fast we produce military units. Right, let's make friends with the Portuguese. We're saving money. Perfect. Okay. So this worker joins Moscow. We'll definitely expedite some. Actually, we will not expedite any production unless we micromanage a little bit more. Because Khabarovsk is not using this. Some city is using this. Ah, I knew it. So let's switch you to a settler. Right. 5 and 5, that's perfect, actually. You know what, we need the Great Library more. There we go, 25 turns rather than... Plus, Khabarovsk now builds us a settler sooner, which is great. Okay, this warrior decided to go away. You serve as a military outpost here. And still, this square would not be usable. We definitely want to irrigate this direction, so we'll irrigate this square for sure in the future. And also split, so that he'll be done. I think normal irrigation takes 3, so he'll be done in 6. He'll be done in 6 for building a road. That'll be good for our warrior that's produced an 8. You stay posted here. You begin building your road. Build a mine. Stay fortified. Fortifying this iron. Go make friends. We want to settle here. Okay, these guys will go here, right? We also want to connect those cities soon. Once this guy is done in 2 turns, we'll want to build roads here rather quickly to be able to send units here. So let's do that. Let's begin building roads. And then our next roads will go. Bryansk will produce the worker that builds his roads. And Dagnabbit, we see an invasion force of German swordsmen, which is terrible. They are strong offensive units. And dang it, let's continue building spearmen and hope for the best. Yeah. I'm thinking we might also be able to use one of our slave laborers to expedite the construction of walls in our new city, in our new military outpost. So let's do that. We have a warrior produced here. Perfect. So now we have increased productivity, right? Good. Let's have these cities grow themselves. Right, we also wanted walls here. That was the plan. Then we'll produce that settler. Although, I think it's a little too early to declare war on China or have war declared on us. And if they do, we can always population rush and switch from the settler. So let's, despite our conundrum on the West, let's have an optimistic outlook on life for now. Okay, irrigation will actually take 4 turns, so we want to irrigate northwards here. He'll be done in 8. You will be done in 6. Okay, switch those 2 numbers around. Okay, let's keep expanding. You go here now. Explore. Okay. Yaroslavl still needs mines, so does Novgorod soon. Novgorod could actually use more. Let's switch to a spearman to defend our units out west. Let's build mines here. Roads here. I'm really unhappy about these units. Please go battle the English instead. How many turns do I have? Maybe I can sign. Yeah, we only have 12 turns left in our military alliance without betraying the English. So I'm going to be hoping that Let's sell them rite of passage. No, that's ridiculous. Of course, they are a more powerful civilization than us currently. Literature would fetch a good price, but we want to finish the Great Library and then hope for the best. Mongols, no. English, just talk to them. Portuguese, oh man, okay. France, literature, China, no. Egypt, and oh, great. Right, we want to make friends with the Portuguese so that they don't attack us. Or on the other hand, we don't want them invading us, but it would be a while. I would rather have another worker here. To be honest, I'm not sure what to make of the Portuguese nor what to expect. They are quite random. So let's do that. We need another 20 gold. No, okay, take another 40. Bad deal for us. Okay, so how much gold do you want? 40, 40, that's 60 to make 100. Let's give them 120 gold. Oh, right. I guess that's reasonable. Okay, perfect. Let's send this worker to fortify. Okay. Okay, let's try and not lose this battle. Yeah, swordsmen have 3 attack, 2 defense, and 1 in movement. So, even against the spearmen, they stand a good chance of killing him. Germany would. Okay, yeah, they see them as still in a better position, which makes sense because they have about the same size military, but they have better units. It should finish up soon. What if we make a barracks here? That way these shields go here, then we start cranking out veteran spearmen. Can potentially sell the barracks here after a few points and start making settlers quickly. Then produce another barracks there. That way we would produce units closer. I'm going to rename this to military for now to make life easier. Okay. He will go towards defending our new unfounded city for now, instead of being an outpost. He should be fortified. Oh man, okay. Well, it's good to know that Germany would meet with us in case the war turns sour, so we wouldn't lose any significant cities or amounts of units. But the current objective is to survive 12 turns without losing anything significant, and hopefully making a dent in their swordsman forces, and hoping the English come through and help us. And maybe they'll kill each other a bit here. Right, so you will be protecting this settler. So let's have you skip a turn, since the road won't be done for a few. The settler will go here, and then I'll send you together on this square. We don't need a spearman here, a stronger spearman, to defend that city. Actually, yeah, if we don't settle here, then we might. Yeah, let's keep that here. I was thinking of potentially becoming, if the English do potentially start to threaten us and become our enemies, we want a strong defensive line here, and then we'll continue building strong cities here, which they will most likely attack here and here once we settle there rather than here. But it's good to have a strong fortification line. Okay, he'll be a military escort for that guy, but that is too productive a city. Let's not waste turns. I think I mismanaged St. Petersburg. There's some sort of imbalance here. We don't really need to free up any squares currently. Actually, we could give this square to Novgorod for a bit. Could use this square instead. Produce the settler still in 3 turns. And grow in 7, but maybe Novgorod could benefit from this guy. Produce a settler in 3 turns. What was it before? Okay, settler 3 and 7, 3 and 5. 4 and 6. So we'd still waste 2 turns and we'd have a settler in 3 turns instead of 5. 2 and 5, yeah. Okay, that's not the most optimal configuration. What if Vladivostok uses this square? Which of course it won't, because it would rather use this cattle and has a population growth imminent. Okay, 2 and 5, so we'll waste 3 turns and have a settler. Waste 2 turns and have a settler. We do want to settle quicker. We might want to maybe build a discard city here, and maybe a discard city here to make quicker use of all of our tiles. We also want these resources, but we don't want to settle in the desert too much yet when we have usable tiles. We want to settle further north. Okay. I think these are acceptable losses of shields. Maybe make a barracks here. And then once we have the additional population growth, sell the barracks and produce a settler instead to not pay any maintenance costs. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. You investigate here so that I see what kind of lands I want to settle. This guy will be our wall fodder. And we could still afford another worker with gold per turn, but I think that I did that this turn. Okay, discard 1 has produced a settler for us, great. Settler spearman, keep doing that. Great. Let's continue with producing strong defensive military units until we have enough population for a settler. This guy is still civilian rich, so let's keep producing either a worker or a settler. At this point, we could probably use workers to increase the population of Moscow and also use this productive land. And then also produce a settler afterwards. You'll go here, I'll send you guys together. 4 turns, this is in 2 turns, 3, 4, regardless, okay. Let's do that. These barracks will now take 20 turns. Just kidding, no they won't. And now we will be able to both population rush and whip settlers in 1 turn if we so choose. Perfect. Once this spearman is done, I'm not sure if we should keep the barracks here and pay maintenance costs. We can afford it. So, yeah, we will need mines here soon. Khabarovsk. We'll also need mines. So let's do that. Let's mine. Oh man, I really mined a little bit too much. We could really use some. Let's irrigate this way in the future. We do need some irrigation here for future population growth. But let's not worry about that too much yet. Once we have a strong worker base, we can always do that under our future form of government when irrigating grassland does not get a food penalty. For those unaware, currently any tile that produces 3 or more of anything gets a negative point. So for a certain amount detracted from its tiles. So if normally, for example, cattle would produce 1 additional shield, I've modified the game to produce 2 2 shields per mine instead of 1. So normally the cattle tile should have 3 shields, but it has 2 because we are in despotism. So normally, what is that? I think that's under resources. Yeah, cattle has +1 shield, +2 food. So this should actually have 4 food as well, because grassland has ordinarily 4 food. So in theory, we could actually go ahead and irrigate this tile, which would allow us to irrigate north. But that would decrease the amount of shields we have. And we are going to, instead of letting Moscow grow itself for now, we're going to shuttle workers in soon to finish the Great Library faster. I didn't check how many mines we're using. We do need more mines. Let's go around the river and let's do that. I'm thinking we also want to ultimately irrigate around this city in the future. So we can do that. We can irrigate this way. And still provide food for here. Okay. Okay. Let's see who can military police. We don't really need this guy to military police. We would rather send this unit here in case we are invaded or attacked. We could also use spearmen here. That's rather important, but that's lower priority. We also have an invading force here. Perfect. So let's let's send the spearman here because he will assist in defending this city, and I think all of the invading forces will try to go this way. So let's strategize militarily a bit. Novosibirsk. Whoops, totally messed that one up. Magadan. We have the English settling up north using all those. We can see that's not good for us because they're going to beat us to this productive ocean. Yeah. Why is this? Oh yeah, this has a bonus title. Let's produce a spearman. We have ancient cavalry, which we are definitely afraid of the Portuguese. We'll be wrapping up shortly. Let's declare that the next turn is the last turn for today's part. Actually, yeah, I do want to see how this battle turns out. That would be a cruel thing to do, to leave it off to the next episode to see how the battle turns out. And it looks like, let's see, spearman. It looks like that our spearman has successfully defended against at least 1 or 2 swordsmen. Perfect. Okay, so now the warrior is the strongest unit here, but they will regrettably not heal. So let's strategically retreat for now. And that way this swordsman will chase us. Swordsman will chase us. We'll have this spearman go here and defend this spearman. So now we have a stronger presence here. Perfect. In the future, we're going to irrigate this way. And actually, no, we'll have these be irrigation Laden tiles, and we'll mine these once we discover electricity and all that good stuff. But for now, since we can't really grow past 6 here until we build an aqueduct, and we'll do all of that later, so we'll have a big workforce and we can micromanage then. Let's continue building roads here, and then we'll go from there. Great, that tile's processed. This is not good news. Let's keep a lookout here. If the archer does decide to go here, I'll maybe risk a warrior or 2 to try and ambush them. The archer will be here, the warrior will go here. And I think that's where we'll leave it off for today's episode. I sincerely thank everybody for joining. I hope you have enjoyed the video so far. If not, please leave a comment below letting me know what I can improve. If you have, you know what to do. Leave a thumbs up or subscribe if you loved it. And see you guys next time. Peace.